Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts. This video you're going to see now is us doing some more work on the E-Type. What you'll see is where we've moved it round onto the ramp and had to make some other extra legs for it to sit on the ramp. Anyway, you'll see that in the video. Just want a couple of quick shout outs. Nigel's been here, he came here last night with his wife Nikki, and went out for a nice meal, and they had a look at the car, very happy with it. They're now on a train going from Graz up to Vienna. They're staying in Vienna for two days, and then flying back on Sunday night, I believe. And the train they're getting on is actually, it's one of the 10 heritage, not heritage, what do they call it, UNESCO, the 10 great railways of the world. This is the very first Alpine railway, and it goes through Semmering all the way from Graz to Vienna, and apparently it's absolutely gorgeous. And I've lived here all these years and never been on it, but I will do it one day. I just drive everybody to Graz and they get on the train and I drive home, but that's the usual. Anyway, so, and I just want to say a big thank you to Nigel and Nikki, because I absolutely adore Turkish delights and you can't get them here, so this is like a little treat for me. So these will be savoured over the coming weeks. So thank you very much, Nick and Nigel, for that. The other thank you I want to say is to Sean. He smokes one of these pipes, and he's got me turned onto it because I smoke a lot, and probably in a lot of the videos you can hear me wheezing, which is really, I mean, my throat's bad now because of the flu and the cold. But I smoke an awful lot of cigarettes, between 50 and 60 a day, which is ridiculous. But they're extremely light cigarettes. They're the lightest you can possibly get. They're menthol. You know, Sean said to me, you know, if you work that out, what you're spending, and bearing in mind it's half the price. I think for a Stanger, for 200 cigarettes, it's 50 euros here. Would be well over, it's double in the UK, it'd be 100. And I worked it out for what I smoke, it's over 5,000 euros. So if you work that out, it's £10,000 a year I spend on cigarettes. I mean, I could buy a done-up Mini for that every year and still have change. So I really thought about it, more for my health than anything else, but I really appreciate it. And so he's going to send me all these different, well, he calls it juice, I think. This is one of his, made up, and these are ones you can buy over here. But you can only buy small bottles, but it's really nice, but you can't. It's an what do you call it, E-pipe or something, or whatever. And you get the smoke. And it's just like smoking a cigarette, and you're doing something with your hands as well. So I've cut it down already in 4 or 5 days. I've cut it down to half of what I was going to do. So thanks for that, Sean. I really appreciate it, mate. You've probably added quite a few years to my life, and I do appreciate it. So enjoy the video, and at the end I'll do finish up at the end after we've done some bits and pieces, but I'll show you the process of what we're doing and what we're welding and so on and so forth. So enjoy. Bye. Take care. So this is the shell round on the ramp now. So you can see Nigel and his wife Nikki were here, and they've had a good look at it, and they're very pleased with it. And as you can see, that's the system in place in here, and you can see how it's attached by a bracket, by this bracket here, which is the bottom front suspension. And but I made a mistake in the we had to make them this distance apart because Nigel wants to put it onto a scissor ramp in the centre, so it'll actually pick up here when he's restoring it. But what I didn't think about was, it just shows you the best laid plans and all that. I didn't think about the width, and as you can see, it's too narrow for the inside of the lift. So what we've done is just put it up on blocks just now, and what we're going to do, we have to make feet for this gantry anyway. So what he's going to do is we've made these up. So what we'll do is they'll stand like this. You can adjust them, and then we can take these blocks out, and these feet will just stand on here. So you can see it's on there, But I can adjust this, can't I? So I can turn that and make it smaller. Hang on. Or I can turn it a bit. And you can see this, it's been welded, so you can see it comes out like that. And then that piece, so he's made it a bracket in it like that. I don't know if that's going to show up really well. You can see he's made a bracket like that. So these will go under there as normal, like that, and 4 of them to make it stable. And then he's made this bracket out, which is a very clever idea, very clever Aram here. He's a fabricator and creator. The Bosnian beast. I told Piper Doug that it's actually he's a international basketball player, is he?
Yeah,
who does he play for?
Before for Portland, I don't know.
Portland. Oh, he's in America, is he? Yeah. So he's not the. There is a real Bosnian beast, but he's a professional basketball player in America. So you can see. I'll put that back in. It's still a bit warm because it's been. There you go, and then it sits. And there'll be another one on that side, and then 2 here as well, which he's just making now. There'll be another one in here, and then we'll get rid of these completely, and it'll sit on all 4 of them. And yeah, and there's the beastie. Sits. Good boy, Paul. Thank you. Okay, so. You'll see the next clip in a second. So, as you can see, the car's on the ramp now. We've made these outriggers for it, and I'll pick the camera up and explain how they work, and how they work. Pretty obvious. But what we've done to steady the car up to make it solid. We can work on these doors now at the perfect height. We can move it up and down and work on these doors. And the boot lid and a few other bits and pieces. And we'll start putting the rest of the engine frame together and the bonnet frame. So I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you what. So as you can see, all inside's done now. We've got to finish up in here. All this lead loading's got to be taken back out and then caulked. It's had the first primer coat on it. Looks very nice, the floor. Nigel's very happy with it, which is good news. So, and you can see what we've done is build these outriggers on the end. These square threaded feet had to be done anyway because we need them for the gantry that we made, and these little extensions. They don't look very strong, but there's a double piece of angle in there. Maybe you can see it. It's much strong enough for what we need. And then when you lift the car, yes, and my E-type, what we're going to do is I need to store this bonnet. So, because I need to take it off, because I'm going to do all the shims on the hydraulic tappets, on the shims go below the lifters. And I really need to take the bonnet off to do that. And it's not a big job because it's only the main top hat bolts, the electric plug and the two helper springs on it that we take off. And what I'm going to do is attach it to here. So we'll put the picture frame on, his new picture frame and his new bonnet frame, and then we'll get 3-4 people round. We'll take this off, turn it around and put it onto this car just to store it until his bonnet is ready. That's the plan. So I'll just take it up for you and I can show you. I'll show you what it looks like underneath. So you can see underneath the car. We put it on so you could see everything. How nice it looks inside. How everything's finished on it. He seems very happy with it. How nice the undersail or the stone chip looks. You can see it's a very nice finish on it. So yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a thing, so we had to make this, got 2 in it as well, you can see, which will do the job. It'll stop them bending. And then same here. I never thought about it. In fact, if you look, you can see it's just, they're just, well, that distance is there, and that distance in there, they would just sit, but if the wheel's cocked at an angle, it'll fall off. It's just literally a few, if we'd have extended this bar by a few centimetres, it would have sat on here by a centimetre or so either side, but unfortunately, yeah, you live and learn, right? So there's the other 2. And I say they come out so we can use these again, and these bits will just keep as a backup, whatever. So yeah, that's it. I can now bring my E-type in underneath, and I'll just lock the bonnet, lock the, I've got a system here where I can lock it and on it, you can see it's open and closed. And then when I come down with a ramp, it will lock, and it doesn't rely on the hydraulics. You hear it click in. You see that's released. If I lift it up, you'll hear it click. Yeah, the click's there. When I release it, this is the control panel for it. When I come down, and then I bring the E-type in, and it's safe for the night. Anyway, so I'll do a finishing up bit and see you in the flash of an eye. Still a bit cold. There's a special technique for getting out of these cars, whether you're old or young. So, perfect. Well, put it to bed for the night. So, I hope you enjoyed the video showing what we've been up to. The nice thing about doing this editing is you can take a lot of stuff out, you can put a lot of stuff in, and what I'm really happy about is the fact that I can show the work as we're doing it, and obviously some of the welding and cutting and so on, I will start putting that in. Unfortunately my voice is going again a little bit. I thought I was over this thing, but it seems to be coming back again. Anyway, it is what it is. So, just a quick one for some of the guys. For instance, Josh Smith, and Tom from Total Car Reviews. There's been a bit of a change of plan, and I can't make it now to the UK at the end of March. It's going to be the end of April. And I know this puts things back the whole month, but unfortunately, the reason for this is the engines, the XK engines that were being machined and repaired over there are not going to be ready until the last week in April. So we'll have to put everything back. So I'm afraid that's just what it is. I've already spoken to Nigel, and he's fine with it, because I have to make it worthwhile for him to come all the way over there with a huge trailer and so on. So thank you very much for all your comments, subscriptions, likes, whatever, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye for now. Stay lucky. Bye.